From the field to the card shop, it's Moon 3PO and Bropio breaking down baseball in the hottest sports cards. Bropio, it is a middle of a week recording. Sorry for the delay. Want to put that out there first. Bropio got the sniffles there a little bit, so we had to delay our usual recording. But Bropio, you're healthy. You're back. You're live. You're looking well. How's your week going so far? We're on a hump day. How's your week going so far? How was your weekend?
Oh man, the whole last week was chaotic. The flu infiltrated the household. It attacked the wifey first. Then it got to our little mini me, and then it made its way to myself. So, yeah, I spent the last week in med clinics, in bed, cleaning up the house, disinfecting everything. So yeah, the weekend was not fun. But we're all good now. We're all better. So thank God for that. But other than that, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to roll. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Same old, same old. Had to cup ripped open, as you can see here. If you're watching for the YouTube video, you can see here there's I don't want to say a little bit of a mess, but there's just a lot of compilation of cards we've been ripping. And of course, like in good old fashion of the way I remember I usually text this about it. Like usually we record a pod, something happens, and then we're not able to record, or we just release a previous episode. So it makes no sense to drop another episode this week. So in this episode here, we have quite a bit to recover, not quite a bit. Obviously, free agent signings, not really. When we were playing out the episode last week, I know Justin Verlander had signed with the Giants. I was going to talk about that, but I feel like it's a week mute to this point. I mean, he's been signed for 2 weeks. Unless you have any thoughts about it, I really don't. I mean, he seems like it's on his last hoorah, Randy Johnson-esque ending with the Giants. But yeah, I really don't have anything on Randy Johnson. There really hasn't been too much about baseball as far as the free agent signing. I know Roki Sasaki's down to his last 3 teams. We could have talked about that, but it makes no point for me to talk about where he's going to sign unless when he actually signs. You froze there. We're back. We're frozen. You're muted. We're back. We're so back.
Testing.
Look, ring off the rust.
What I was saying,
I think you've been here before.
But what I was saying, so circling back, really quickly on Verlander. I thought it was a pretty good move for them. I mean, it's a buy low move for them. If it works out for them, they get a good, solid middle of the rotation guy and a veteran that they probably desperately need over there. And if it really, really does work out, and for some reason the Giants fall out of contention, I mean, they can easily probably trade him away. Or is it called Oracle Park? Right, it's called Oracle Park, right?
So. Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. I don't know why I wanted to call it AT&T Park. I think that's the old name. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, it's pitcher friendly, so I'm pretty sure he'll do good over there. But I like the move. As for Sasaki, I mean, the dude just needs to hurry up and sign with the Dodgers. I said this like 2 months ago. We all know he's going there. Like it's getting more and more evident. I think it even came out that apparently he says that he's a shy guy and that he doesn't want to be in the big market. And I'm like, okay, then like LA is a big market, so just go there, be quiet, and just sit behind Shohei and fucking Yamamoto, and we could just call it, put a bow on it, and yeah.
He's gonna be a shy guy and go take his backups into Toronto. That's gonna be the most hilarious thing ever if he signs with Toronto, team that nobody has taken their money. Minus from Jeff Hoffman, who has like a torn labrum in his shoulder or something like that, and yeah, no other team wants to sign there.
Dude, the Blue Jays didn't even care. Apparently, the Blue Jays were like the third team. Apparently. I guess the medicals didn't make it over to Canada or something.
They got lost. They got free healthcare, right? Maybe they said it's not a bad issue. I don't know anything about healthcare. I don't know anything about healthcare, so don't quote me on that.
Yeah, me neither. I do. I spent the last week in
I know nothing about healthcare, and then that's so don't quote me on that. But yeah, so this episode here dedicated fully to the hobby. We got some, obviously you guys tell about the title and the description there if you guys actually read that thing. we're gonna talk about Top Series 1. There is a lot of question marks with it for me personally, as both a person who likes to rip Series 1 typically every year to kind of ring in the new baseball season, and as an overall collector. Um, we're talking about Series 1. Obviously, we've talked about before, we're a baseball card podcast primarily. We have an announcement at the end of the video or at the end of the podcast that we'll kind of discuss a little new project that we're both working on. And then, but in the middle of this, after we talk about Series 1, we want to talk about Pokemon because it is the hobby. That's where this podcast is mainly about too as well, where we talk about the trading card, sports card market, the hobby. And Pokemon has just been blowing up again. We've talked about it the last couple of pods, like we kind of throw a little bit dabbles here and there, but kind of want to dive into it because it seems like the last couple of weeks or so, last month or so, this market has just been absolutely frenzy, and it's been absolute madness. And of course, Prismatic Evolutions drops this Friday, so I'll talk about that a little bit into more detail once we get there. But kind of want to set the tone as far as the episode and what to expect in this episode. Fully back into Cardboard Dugout. Of course, listeners, if you guys haven't yet, please feel free to leave a follow on this podcast. If you haven't, for the YouTube people, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to head to do so. You can, again, my at is at Moon3PO. That's where you can find the podcast on all my socials. BroPio, you can find them at BroPio at _ Robbie. That's _ ROBBEE, 2 B's, 3 E's for all the socials there. But let's dive into it. 2025 Top Series 1, Aaron Judge on the cover. Price points for Top Series 1 now.
Boo.
I think the ball was dropped, and that's why these boxes are still available on Tops. So yeah, pre-order was this week, and these boxes are still available. So that kind of shows you what people are thinking about Top Series 1 right now. I myself did not pre-order anything else. If you guys were following the content, you guys follow me, you guys know what I pre-ordered. We'll talk about that later. But here we have the price points for this. For a hobby box, you can get it at $89.99, 12 cards per pack, 20 packs per box. You're guaranteed at least one auto or one relic. So that's what you can expect there out of a hobby box. If you want to be a big bold and want to go for a full case, you can get a hobby case for $1,799. You get 12 boxes per case. And then we got a jumbo coming in at $179.99, 40 cards per pack, 10 packs per box. You are guaranteed 3 hits, at least one of them being an auto. So you can get 2 autos, 1 relic, 2 autos, 1 relic, or all of them can be all autos. I've never seen that myself. I typically get a little bit lucky with the jumbo boxes from the past couple of years, but that's what you can expect there out of a jumbo. Again, you want to be bold, you can get a jumbo case here for $1,079.99. That's going to come with 6 boxes per case. And then heading off to retail, you can buy a mega box for $49.99. That's 14 cards per pack, 16 packs per box. Not guaranteed any hit at all. So if you're kind of playing off the retail game there off of that, if you're looking to get into that. And then, of course, you want to buy a case of that. There's 20 boxes per case. That's going to go for $8,000. And then, of course, we have our blaster boxes, our fat packs. And then a new product that's coming out. Hanger box, we have the hanger boxes, and then a new product that is hitting the shelves here is we got tins. If you looked at the Series 1 checklist, which is available on Topps.com, you can see there's MLB Series 2025 tins. What those look like, I do not know. I would think they look similar. I would expect them to look similar to the holiday tin. I think that was kind of like their test subject to see, like, okay, are people going to buy these tins? Are they interested in tins again? I know I bought one of them just to get into the holiday season, but the tins there are back. So, BroPio, I know we talked about when we launched the pod. I believe update series coming out. I believe update series was just coming out, or series 2, one of those two was coming out when we launched the pod. But with Series 1 2025, at those price points, what you're guaranteed, and we'll dive into the checklist here in a little bit, which may follow up with this question. But at those price points and what we've seen so far, is this something that you're picking up?
Yeah, I think this is one of those things I feel like you have to get. It's kind of like those where I know we were kind of talking about it a little while ago, but it's kind of like this set kind of like brings in the new baseball season, kind of brings it in, even though half these cards are going to be like a wrong fucking team for some of those players. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's always so weird. It's like the start of the season. these new cards, but yet some of them are already like outdated, and then there's players missing already and stuff like that. So it is kind of weird. But I mean, it's going to be your most affordable product. You know, it's your flagship, so the prices are going to be there. Have they always done mega boxes for these? I don't know why I feel like I've never seen a mega box for flagship. I feel like I just started seeing mega boxes with Chrome
Yeah, so I had to
this
double check
past
on
year.
that too because I saw Mega Box. I was like, was there a Mega Box for Series One? And there was. Um,
Yeah,
they're kind of in the same. Yeah, there was.
there
It's kind of
was.
the same
Damn,
format.
I don't think I ever
Yeah,
saw
there
any.
there was Mega Boxes. So I had to question that myself. Like, is that a new product? I was gonna put out a
Mm.
tweet. I was like, is this new? But before I looked like an idiot, I did some research and yeah, they do have a Mega Box.
Huh, that is interesting. But yeah, I do like it. I'll see if I want to pre-order it. As you said, as of this recording, which is Wednesday, January 15th at 10:28 p.m., it is still available to pre-order. Um, so I think that kind of says something about what they're doing over there because they removed some cards that I think we're going to get into here in a little bit,
Yeah. So
or removed a certain type of card.
yeah, they've removed quite a bit of parallels, which we'll dive into that here. So yeah, some of the most notable parallels that are missing, and this is the one that I saw that was kind of crazy, creating the most uproar was the black parallel that's numbered out of 73. I believe that was introduced like in 2000, 2003, something like that. That's one of the flagships well-known black parallels. I follow quite a bit of people on Instagram who have a good set collection. They have their favorite player or favorite players, and they go out and they collect their black parallel number out of 73. So that is the biggest one that's missing. Other ones that are missing are the Father's Day blue, the Mother's Day pink. The one that I'm more upset about, just because I don't collect the black parallels, the yellow parallels from hanger boxes, because I like ripping retail a lot. Not saying I like to like go out and buy tons and tons of this product, but that kind of what gets you to go and buy a retail box. People think you got to go out and buy the hobby boxes, the jumbos, things of that nature. Um, but if there's something that's a retail exclusive to a box like a hanger box, like that's gonna gravitate me towards that. Even though they're not numbered, they're kind of, I don't want to say a short print, but it's harder to pull like a Paul Skeens yellow. And you can again only get that in the hanger boxes. And then from what I saw on the checklist, looking at tops on the checklist can be very confusing. But I did not see any aquas, which were the Fanatics exclusives, which I also like those too as well. I never bought any Fanatic boxes, but when I went to the card shows, when we go to card shows, like I will look for those because again, it circles back. You can only get those through Fanatics. Not everybody shops online. Not everybody buys boxes on Fanatics. So you can only get those on Fanatics. Um, and other notable inserts that are moving are the holiday inserts. So Series One always does the Easter parallels, like the Easter Bunny, the water buckets, things like the carrots, whatever the hell they have these days. And now those are being transitioned over to the tins. So the tins will now have those, and will no longer be in blaster boxes. Which again, so a lot of reshuffling from tops. I don't know how you feel about it because I know you kind of dabbled into like parallels and things of that nature. Again, I know the black created an uproar on Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. But I know for me, the one I think sucks the most is the yellows because I actually like collecting the yellows and buying the yellows just because of that little bit of sense of rarity. But yeah, that's where I'm at with when it comes to parallels.
Yeah, I did like the retail exclusive colored cards. Because again, it makes you feel like you can only, like you said, you can only get these colors in this product. So um, now if there's nothing exclusive to retail, it's kind of like, well, what's the purpose of, like, there's nothing special about buying this box in it. Like, there's nothing, like, you know what I mean? There's nothing special about
Yeah.
it. You're not gonna get a little extra just because you're buying it through here. Like, it doesn't matter whether you buy it at Target or if you buy it through a break or if you buy it directly through Tops. Like, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get all the same stuff. So that does kind of suck. Um, like when we did Topps Chrome, I pulled the retail exclusive was the pink border, and I had a Jackson Merrill rookie card that I pulled from there. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, you can only get this card in retail. Like, so it's kind of a bummer that they are taking away, and I don't know why, and I'm pretty sure we're never gonna know why. Um, but I just find it kind of confusing because I'm like, well, I don't know what they're doing. Because this is a big set. I think it said it's 350
350. Yeah.
cards. So yeah, this is from Beckett. It says that foil is going to be the theme for many of the parallels, offering more colorful takes on their base set. And it says, all told, every card in the set has more than 50 different versions. So what the heck that means, I have no idea. Like I don't know if maybe that's why they took away all those parallels because they're like, hey, we're gonna give an Aaron Judge card 50 different versions of it, and I don't know. But I also don't know what they mean by foil is the theme. So, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get more info as more images leak. Um, which I think what this product comes out, I think like the week of Valentine's, so like in a month.
Yeah, it
if I'm
usually
not
comes around like
mistaken.
a Valentine's Day. Yeah.
So I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Maybe Mrs. Moon 3P will buy me a box and I won't be too mad about it. I don't fork out my own money and get it. Wink, wink. But yeah, like just looking at the base set checklist, like Aaron Judge has 1, 2, 3. He has 5 cards. Which granted, he's the cover boy, so I would assume so. Like he has 5 cards. Chris Sale has 3. No, Chris Sale has 1, 2, 3 cards. Corbin Carroll, like there's combo cards and checklist cards. I mean, granted, that's all pretty well common, but yeah, it's a big set, so that's why I'm like, I don't know exactly what their idea was. I would love for someone from Topps to kind of like come out with like a statement, say like, hey, this is the reason why we move these parallels. Obviously, moving the holiday ones, the Easter ones to the tins, I guess that kind of makes sense because obviously you want people to go out and buy those products. Again, there are collectors who do like those parallels. I'm more of a Halloween spooky guy, so I like buying the holiday ones. So I'm a little bit worrisome that they're going to move the holiday parallels. Usually mirror series 1, mirror series 2, or mirror series 2. So I'm a little bit worried that if they keep the same format, that the holiday parallels are going to be in tins, and I'm about to buy freaking tins now. So add something to that. So that's gonna suck. But I guess it makes sense on their standpoint.
Hey, you can add it to your little spooky basket.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Moon 3PO, she better be listening to this. Get a little spooky basket with little baseball tins. Again, if I don't fork that out, hey, it is what it is. But before we go into like inserts, what do you think about the design? I know a lot of people say like they only really care about how it looks in Chrome.
I was just about to ask you about that too.
What do you think about it?
I don't mind it. I like it. I think compared to last year's, I kind of like it better than last year's. I don't mind it too much. What did you think about it?
I like it. I'm a border guy. I like borders around the cards. So that's me personally. I like it a lot.
And I think that's probably what threw me off on last year's cards, because I feel like last year's cards, like it just has like the black around it, and like other than like the team logo and then the team lettering, like there's nothing else. Like this one, from what it looks like, it's gonna have like obviously the team name on the side, but then they got the 2 stripes that looks like it's gonna be in team color. I'm assuming because I'm looking at Judge's card and it has the blue and the gray.
Yeah.
So I would assume that's what they're gonna do with the other cards. That like it makes them, maybe the colors stand out. Because I don't know what it is about last year's, but I feel like last year's cards didn't really stand out. I think they look good in Chrome too. So yeah, I do like it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be following the yellow, or like the team color, because I'm looking at the Paul Skeens one has the yellow on like on the right hand side, and then on the black on the left hand side has the black, and the Pirates kind of like in clear font. Then I know, people just find things to hate on. I know we're kind of like crapping on the parallels and things like that, price points, whatever. But I know some people were complaining about the position, like it has like a little circle like where they play. Like I know, like Paul Skeens had a little circle on the mound. Aaron Judge, there's a little bit of a circle. There's a circle in center field. Like people were like hating on that. Like I think those are kind of interesting, a little bit different than what we typically see. So like I don't see why people would hate.
I
don't know
didn't
why
notice
people would
that.
hate that so much. Like,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, I like it. I think it's a good design. I think it'll look good in Chrome. I know that's basically what people just care about, is how it's going to look in Chrome. But yeah, I'm a fan of it. So it's going to be, again, it's going to be interesting to see how these cards look in hand, and seeing the different type of teams and parallels and things like that. I think it'll be pretty interesting. Especially with some of these inserts, because some of these inserts here, I don't know if you had a chance to take a look at some of them or variations. Like, I don't know if you noticed, if you saw this on Beckett, there's and I'm pretty sure my Mrs. Moon 3 is going to go crazy for this. There's Dancing Dodgers variations, and they're only available in the hobby boxes. So they have Chris Taylor, Freddie Freeman, Gavin Lux, Kike, Max Muncy, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Teoscar, Tommy Edman, and Will Smith. So I thought that was kind of cool. If you're a Dodger fan, I guess it kind of gives you a chase for something. Obviously, you guys know Mrs. Moon 3PO. She PCs and collects Mookie Betts cards. So I'm pretty sure when she figures that out, like there is Mookie Betts dancing card, she's going to send me on a realm to go and find this card somewhere. They're bringing back the Golden Mirror image variations, which those are always pretty cool. So every player on the set is going to have a image variation. And then there's also, I don't know what this means, so correct me if I'm wrong, or not correct me if I'm wrong. Sign up in the comments down below, or tweet me if you know what this means. Player number variation checklist. Again, that's only available in the hobby. That's also in here, so I'm curious to see what that looks like. As far as of inserts, this year's design for the throwback is 1990s Topps baseball, so those will be here. 2024 All-Star All Tops team. There looks like they're bringing greatest hits. Cool insert that is coming back, so I will praise Topps and Fanatics when I'll give them their praise when they deserve it. The All Aces inserts are back. I'm not too sure if you've seen those cards, the way they look like. They're kind of like basically like an Ace of Spade card. Those inserts
Yeah, I've
are
seen
coming
those.
back, so those are cool. And of course, we have Paul Skeens making his debut on this, along with Rhett Lauder. So I think that's in a pretty cool with Shota Imanaga. So I think that will be a pretty big chase there. But those cards, even Satchel Pages, looking at it here, Satchel Pages on here, Shohei Ohtani. So that's going to be pretty cool. Jackson Jobe. So that'll be pretty cool. There's companion cards, Heavy Lumber. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the one of the case hits. And then my always favorite case, I feel like these are always so slept on, is the home field advantages. I'm not too sure if you saw. Did you see the Francisco Lindor one? So the Francisco Lindor one has the OMG sign in the back. I thought that was pretty cool. So
Okay.
I was like, nice. I'm not a big Lindor guy or a Mets fan at all, but I do want that one. And of course, for our stocks,
you are a big OMG fan.
Guy. Oh, I was on my Spotify Rap. Jesus. And then the Red Sox do have one for this for us. They got Rafael Devers in the home field advantage. So that'd be pretty cool. And then they got the legendary home field advantages: Chipper Jones, Tony Gwynn, Ryan Sandberg, Lou Gehrig, Adrian Beltre. Those are always a little bit more short print. And then we got some new inserts with the Blacata inserts here. So that would be kind of cool. There's a social media follow back redemption. So you can get a follow back from Kobe Mayo, Frank Thomas, Jackson Churio, Jackson Merrill, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, James Wood, Ken Griffey Jr., Paul Skeens, Reggie Jackson. Oh, I would love for Ken Griffey Jr. to follow me on Twitter or something. Following Moon 3PO, that'd be fucking wild. Imagine that shit.
That's gonna be weird. Social media follow back redemption. I wonder how that works.
I've seen some people pull it.
What is that?
Basically, it comes with like a code. I don't know if it comes with the code, but basically, like you tweet Topps that you pulled the card or some shit, and like the player will follow you on the platform. I'll be fucking DMing Kenny Griffey Jr. You want to come on the pod?
Can you imagine if like I pull like a Reggie Jackson? He's gonna be very upset at my tweets. Like he would not be happy. He's gonna be like, Topps, why the fuck did you make me follow this guy?
Oh man. And one thing too, I also thought was kind of weird is like, is this like an anniversary of Frank Thomas I don't know about? Like, there's a big hurt autographs checklist. I thought that was kind of weird. I know last year was Ken Griffey Jr., which, I mean, that's the kid. I will do anything for Ken Griffey Jr., but Frank Thomas, I think that's kind of a, I mean, I don't know. I think that was kind of a little bit of a weird one, but I don't know if there's any like certain type of like anniversary coming up from him or anything like that. I think the Topps one was the 35th anniversary of the kid.
Well, he debuted in 1990, so if they're doing that Topps like throwback 1990 design, maybe that's why. I don't know if his rookie. I don't know if maybe his rookie card was in 1990.
Yeah,
maybe
that would make sense then.
So that could be it.
That would.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Would make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So because I saw that and I was like, what is going on? Like, why does he have like a whole autograph checklist and things like that? 'Cause I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Which makes sense now because I probably sound like an idiot. And people are probably like, oh my god, Moon 3, you're an idiot. Ken Griffey Jr. was 89. Last year's design was tops 89, and they had the kid. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. I mean,
Yeah, it says that his rookie status exceeded in 1990, so that was his rookie
oh okay,
season.
I'm just an idiot.
So that's probably what
Oh
they're
yeah, so
doing.
I'm just an idiot. Bozo move.
Big Hurt.
Bozo move on my end. My bad, my bad. No disrespect to Big Hurt. No disrespect.
Hey, Wheeler. Yeah, Big Hurt.
Yeah, no
Big
no
Hurt.
disrespect to Big Hurt.
Woo-hoo.
So yeah, that was just a little bit of a brief rundown of some of those inserts. Again, those are some of the typical ones that we see in this, typically in flagship. Obviously, there are some new ones, but some of the same ones here are coming back or are making their debut. I know for me personally, I know I bought Series 1 just because there was of last year, because there was a big rookie checklist. This one here, when it comes to rookies, doesn't really get me excited. That's why I'm so on the hesitant to buy a hobby box. Maybe a blaster, maybe a tin just for the hell of it. But as far as a hobby, there's really not that big rookie chase. Obviously, the big two names here are going to be James Wood and Dylan Cruz from the Nationals. Those are going to be the bigger chases. For me, I'm more of a Bowman guy at this point, so I would rather get like the first Bowman or like a Bowman's best of Dylan Cruz. I think that will play a little bit better just for me personally. Again, that's my personal thing. Obviously, there is some, money and not financial advice, but of course, some big collectors that do value the RC badge, obviously. But to me, I kind of value the first Bowman more than an RC badge. Personal opinion, might be a hot take. That's just me. So yeah, Dylan Cruz, James Wood, Kobe Mayo, which I don't think a lot of people talk about Kobe Mayo for the Baltimore Orioles. I think people are just so over the Baltimore Orioles and their top prospects these days that they really don't talk about him. From the pitching side, we got Rhett Lauder, Jackson Jobe making their debut. Rhett Lauder being with the Cincinnati Reds was part of that Vanderbilt program. From the Oakland A's, we got Jacob Wilson, Brooks Lee from the Minnesota Twins. Sticking with that division, we got Drew Thorpe from the Chicago White Sox. Big Christmas from the Guardians. So those are just a little bit of brief of some rookies in this set that you can expect in Top Series 1. But yeah, minus from Cruz and Woods, this rookie checklist is not very exciting for me personally.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I guess compared to like last year, I guess last year, I mean, with Series 1 and Series 2, specifically, like people, I mean, you had like Paul Skeens, Jackson Holiday, Jackson Merrill, Jackson Churio. So going from those guys, and those guys were so talked about all season. Now to going to this season where I don't think you really hear like Dylan Cruz's name as much. I mean, he was called up mid-year too, anyways, too. So, and so I think once these guys probably if they start off hot and they're making the big plays, getting the big hits, stuff like that, then I think at that point, then maybe it'll be like, all right, let's start looking. Cause I think that's how it goes. Like, and so, yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait once the season starts, see how the season goes. But yeah, I'm excited. Like I said, probably buy a box or two once the season, just to get the season going. So, but yeah, I mean it's flagship. I feel like you have to get at least like one box.
Yeah, I'll find my way to either to get a blaster or a hobby or something. My always tradition is I call off of work every day. That's a sick day for me or scheduled vacation, and I go to the hobby store or go to my Target, go buy a couple of boxes, go home, open up some packs, and kind of just enjoy the whole day. So that'll probably be what to expect as per usual. So that's Top Series 1. Again, once we get more details or if more information comes out on odds, checklists, things of that nature, we will obviously cover that here on the pod and or on the channel with the YouTube video. So stay tuned for all that in regards there to 2025 Topps Series 1. Now, to kind of make a little bit of the transition to something completely different, to a TCG, we kind of talked about it a little bit in the beginning of the pod, Pokemon and Prismatic Evolutions. We've talked about it a little bit. I've hinted it in some TikToks and some videos, things of that nature. But man, Pokemon, Like that is just on a different level right now. Like it might be, I don't think it's a hot take. I think it's right now hotter than sports cards. Yes or no? Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
I mean, considering that you go to like we go to that little. I know you mentioned it briefly too, like or on some of your other videos, or your latest vlog. Go check out the
yeah.
vlog where we attend a little local card show that happens about once a month here. Um, I the last time I went to that one, which was in I think in December, um, like 75% at least was Pokemon. Like that's all that was there. Like it was crazy. And I was like, dude, I was like, why is there so much Pokemon? Like I like Pokemon. I don't collect as much as I used to. But yeah, it's everywhere. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like the COVID, like what happened during COVID where people just started and I mean, we're all locked up, didn't know what to do. Started going through like, you find your old collections or you want to get into something to pass the time because we're all locked up. So during COVID, like I think me and you both got a box of shiny face, and that's where I actually pulled my shiny Charizard card and redeemed my childhood misery. um, but it's the same thing where you couldn't find like product in the store, and then like the supply and demand was so high that local card shops were jacking up the prices of an ETB. So I think we ended up buying like an ET for like $75, which I don't even think is a price that you're probably going to even sniff for this upcoming set. So um, yeah, it's a hot market. It's a hot item right now.
Yeah, and you kind of hinted there a little bit. Yeah, in the past shows, obviously I go to these shows a little bit more than you. And when I go to these shows, or even go to other smaller shows that are typically ones that we don't go to, like everything has just been Pokemon, 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 and I get it. Like Pokemon's hot. You can correlate that. Back in the day it was Pokemon Go. It seems like now the correlation now is Pokemon Pocket. Where you open up a pack a day and you get cards, you get some cool like VR, AR style realistic cards, and it's pretty cool if you're into Pokemon Pocket, into digital cards. So obviously that plays a little bit into it. But yeah, this new set here, Prismatic Evolutions, the Evolutions. For those that don't know, Evolution has like what 9 evolutions or something like that. Don't know off the top of my head. Don't come at me. There's Let's see if we can do it off the top of my head. So there's Umbreon, Sylveon.
Name him,
Oh
name him,
wait,
name
wait,
him,
wait,
name
wait.
him,
Somebody,
name
somebody,
him.
somebody.
No, no,
Let's start over.
start.
Let's start over. Let's start over.
Start with the OGs
Let's start with
first.
the
What's wrong
OGs.
with you?
We'll start with the OGs. Flareon, Jolteon,
Yeah, put some
Glaceon,
respect.
Leafeon,
No,
Flareon.
you're forgetting one from
I
the
said
OGs.
Flareon.
You're missing
I
one
said
OG.
Flareon.
You're missing one OG. Yeah, you said Flareon
Hold on,
and
hold on.
Jolteon. You're missing
I
one
said
more.
Glaceon. Is that OG? No.
That's not.
Hold
That's
on,
not an
wait. Oh no,
OG.
wait. You're
No,
you're you're fucking with me. Hold on. Jolteon,
no, I'm not.
Jolteon. No, I said you're throwing me off. Jolteon,
Uh huh.
Flareon,
Uh huh.
Vaporeon,
Okay.
Glaceon,
There you go.
Sylveon, Umbreon, 6. Shit. 6. Did I say Sylveon already?
You're missing the fairy.
Sylveon. That's Sylveon, right? That's the furry one.
Yeah, Sylveon's the fairy one.
So 7.
The pink one. You're missing the. You're missing the purple one.
Oh, Espeon.
It's Connor.
Espeon.
It's the counterpart to
Espeon.
Umbreon. Yeah. Yeah.
Espeon.
Yeah.
At 8. Is that it?
Yeah. You're
There's
missing
one
one
more.
more. The green one. Yeah.
There's a green one.
Yeah.
You sure not thinking about the?
It's a grass
I
type.
said Leafeon. I
No,
said
you didn't.
Leafeon.
I didn't hear it.
I was like, you're thinking about the shiny of Espeon.
Play it back. No.
So there is 9 though, right?
Now you got me all confused because you fucking went off generations. So yeah, it's Jolteon, Vaporeon, Flareon, and then it was Umbreon, Espeon, and that was Glaceon, Sylveon, Leafeon.
There's 8.
There's
I just
8.
googled it. Yeah, 8. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
confirmed. I think I had it though. You threw me off.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu. It's Clefairy. Bang!
Fuck.
But yeah, this set here, obviously having the Moobreon 2.0, or now people are calling this Sunbreon. I don't know if the card has like, it looks like there's like a sun in the background and has the crown over it, so it's like basically like a Sunbreon, not a Moonbreon.
You want to hear you want to hear my hot take that'll probably piss off a lot of Pokemon
You hate
people.
Moonbreon?
No, I don't understand like the Eevee love in general. Like, I don't get
It's like a cute little, like a cute little puppy, like that little puppy you have back there behind you.
Hey man, that's Rubble. He's a fucking OG.
Yeah, it's like a cute, like a little.
I don't know. People like obsessed with like Eevee, and I could never understand the Eevee hype. Like I don't know what it was about it. I just never couldn't get into Eevee. I don't know.
Umbreon's cool.
Like I never really understood the. Yeah, Umbreon is like those are pretty cool, but like I don't know, man. I feel like people obsess over like Eevee in general, and I never really understood it until like when they released on the Switch. They I think
Let's
it's called
go Eevee.
Is it Let's Go
Yeah,
Pokemon or
let's go
whatever?
Eevee and let's go Pikachu.
Yeah, like when they came out with Eevee, and I was like Eevee. I was like, why is Eevee even like a starter choice? That's what threw me off. I couldn't understand it, and obviously I still don't get it. So let me know in the comments what's your favorite Eevee evolution.
I think mine's
Let
pretty
us know.
obvious. Umbreon, Moon 3PO, the Moon. Pretty obvious there. If you had to pick one, which is your favorite?
I'm assuming yours is Umbreon,
Yeah,
right?
Umbreon. Yeah,
Mine?
I'm assuming you're one of the your. I was like,
I'm
you're
an
fucking
OG.
flaring me
Like,
right now that I went off.
yeah. I'm one of the OGs. Like my favorite was Vaporeon.
Vaporeon? I thought you
Just
were
a
a
cool
Flareon
dude.
kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I do like the original 3. But I liked Vaporeon. He's just a cool little dude. Looks like a little sea dragon, little sea dog.
Oh, Sea Dog. Hey, good call there.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, this set is going to be highlighted by those evolutions. Just to kind of give a little bit of a context, I know we're kind of talking about before we went on a tangent of naming 8 evolutions, which I did. We'll play it back. The MSRP for these are ridiculous. So this is off TCG Player. You can look this up for yourself. I'm gonna let you. Have you seen the prices? It'll be pointless for me to play this game with you, but guess the price of an ETB market price
On TCG?
Player.
On
Yeah.
TCG? Like $200.
You're a little bold there. 129.
Oh.
What about a booster pack? Just a single
Whoops.
booster pack.
Like just one pack?
Just one pack.
And what those usually like like $4 to $5, right?
Yeah,
So,
give or take. I bought
more or less.
take, like $6 or $4. Yeah.
These motherfuckers are probably charging like $17, $16.
$17.30. So good job. Right on. Playing the prices right.
Crazy fucking people.
What about a Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle? So that comes with the deck, and then it comes, I believe, with 4 packs, if I'm not mistaken, like 4 or 5 packs.
Oh yeah, those little booster bundles where like, it gives you like the little promo card.
Yeah,
Like
back
that,
in the day,
plastic seal.
people don't play anymore, but back in the day, what stores used to do is you
Yeah.
would buy a booster bundle. It gives you a pre-built deck of like 40 to 50 cards, and then you go and open
Yeah.
the packs and you play with those cards in your deck, and you go and do a little tournament, and you win, you get some extra packs, things like that. That's what it's intended for. But people don't do that anymore.
Funny story about that. Like, I think it was last year when I was getting back into Pokemon. like just buying it. I think I was getting towards like around that time of 151, and I think the one had just came out. Um, I don't remember the name of the set, but it was the one with anyways, Charizard was on the cover. Anyways, I wasn't really like I didn't really like know too much about like those booster. Like I knew what they were, and like I just wanted something to like just to buy and like rip and stuff like that. So I went to a card shop here, and I was buying it, and I think they were selling it for like $25. And I have no idea what this girl was telling me. She was telling me, "Oh, like would you can if you want to buy like just to um like rip packs like this might be better for you because you're gonna get more for your money." And she was like breaking it down like by the dollar by the pack, and I'm like, lady, just bring what I gave you. Like I'm not like she was like I felt so bad because she was just like, or you could do like XXX, or you could do this. And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. And then as soon as I got out, uh the wifey looked at me. She's like, "Did you even know what she was talking about?" I was like, "Dude, I have no idea what she was trying to tell me, or like, God bless her heart." But I don't know. I'm assuming it's like what $100 probably.
Yeah, I think you're close. Yeah, $93.68. Yeah, close enough.
Woo!
Yeah, and then kind of going off here on the other things, we got a Prismatic Evolutions binder collection. That market price here is $76. We got the Evolutions poster collection, $44. It looks like there's a sticker collection that's going to be for $110. The EV accessory pouch, which comes with an EV bag, which is the first time they've done that, $67.74, and then they got like some other stickers and blisters. Going for over $46, and tins are averaging from anywhere to $29 to $30 depending on which style that you're buying.
God, why are you paying that much for a little tin? Let's go
Yeah.
crazy,
And
people.
what also I failed to mention to acknowledge this. What also encouraging the pricing of this set too is that this is the first time that we get Master Ball hollows in English. We only get those in Japanese. And also God packs are making their introduction to the English set. So if a God pack in Japanese is like all the cards are like secret like art rares, illustration rares, like the rarest cards you could pull. Those are like in Japanese, they call them God packs. Those are making their way to English along with Master Ball reverse hollow. So that's also what's kind of helping. They're not helping, but uh increasing this product. So yeah, even with all those MSRP prices and obviously way overpriced, and people are paying for them, Pokemon was quickly jumping on the gun here and was quick to acknowledge these prices and the issues here of running into. I know people were even posting pictures of like all the stock that they got from clearing out Targets, Walmarts, their local stores, grocery stores, and like that. So, of course, Pokemon acknowledging the issue and putting out this tweet. We're aware that some fans may experience difficulties purchasing certain Pokemon trading card games, Scarlet and Violet Prismatic Evolutions product at launch due to high demand, impacting availability. We understand this convenience can be disappointing for fans, and we are actively working to print more of the impacted Pokemon TCG products as quickly as possible and at maximum capacity to acknowledge this. Reprinted products are expected to be available at participating retailers as soon as possible to help ensure Pokemon fans receive opportunities to access Scarlet and Violet Prismatic Evolutions. In addition, more new products from the Scarlet and Violet Prismatic Evolutions lineup will be launching in coming months. We'd like to thank the community for their continued support and patience as we work to deliver this highly anticipated expansion to fans. So, um, yeah, I tip my cap out to Pokemon Company, Nintendo, whoever, for quickly acknowledging the situation. It could have been them to be like, "Yep, that's not my problem. I'm not going to do anything. It's going to be up for people to figure it out. It's going to be up for these companies and small card stores, hobby stores, local stores to figure it out with the distributors." But they've quickly recognized that this is a hot set, which I feel like they should have recognized from the get go. And they're already going and printing on more cards, and we'll probably see some more later on as the month rolls on, the year rolls on, which is good because obviously, and we're kind of talking about it off pod, like, yes, this is a hobby. There's money centered around it. I get it. I'm all about, people making their money. But like, if you guys know me personally, or you guys, have followed the content, you guys know, like, I rip open packs for fun. Like, that's what I do. I've never sold. I don't sell sealed product. That's just not me personally. I'm not going to Targets, Walmart's, local hobby stores, game stores, and wiping out my shelf and going on my eBay and posting a picture of what I have in my car. Like, I've never done that. That's never been my personality. I've always just been buy a box, rip it open. If I pull a cool card that I don't necessarily collect or I know it has high value, yes, I'll sell it and make my money. But I don't set those prices. That's what the market's setting for me. The part that I have issues with, and I will continue to always have issues with, are people who don't care, give a shit about the hobby, don't give a shit about collecting, or two, maybe they do, but they're all about just have the money tangible behind it, where they go and wipe up the product and sell it on wherever for twice as amount. That's kind of where I kind of have the issue with all this. So it's good that Pokemon is acknowledging that there are these types of people out there, and it seems like they're going to try to do their best to stop this. And there's also like future sets that are coming out, Journey Together, Team Rocket, that's coming out as well, that this seems like they're going to try to be on top of it as much as possible.
Yeah, the thing that always interested me though about like the whole like buying up the Pokemon like stock and stuff like that, like this is not like specifically Pokemon, and we can even like mention Lorcana because Lorcana was hot, for that one time during last summer where this same thing where people were, it was something new. It's Disney, people love Disney, and people were just buying product. Scalpers were grabbing it from like your Targets, your WalMarts, and they were selling it for like double MSRP and stuff like that. Which they quickly, they did reprints and stuff like that. So now you want, like, I just went to Target tonight and there was at least like 20 Lorcana
Shit,
trove boxes. I think what's equivalent to like a Pokemon ETB. Yeah, it's a lot. But like again, it's like it's a trading card game. So this is like people use these like to play with their friends, or they go to competitions and stuff like that. Um, so it always like blew my mind, like I get that there's chase cards, but like you don't know pack rates. Like there's no pack rates, and you're probably never Pokemon. Like they don't release that stuff. It's not like MLB or like the way Topps does it, where like you have a 1 out of 200 chance of pulling a certain parallel of something. Like Pokemon is not like that. Like there's just no odds. Like you can spend $200 and you can probably pull all base and a hollow, like a couple, and you're gonna get hollows, but like those hollows aren't worth nothing, and you just paid like so much money for it, and so like you don't know pack odds, you don't know how many are there, reprints are coming. So I don't know if it's just a matter of like getting these cards, getting them graded, so you can be like, oh, look at me, like I have the first pop one or whatever. Like not even that. Like even when you grade it through PSA, like PSA is not marking your slab as like, oh, you were the first one to do it. Like, you know what I mean? So it always kind of blew my mind about it. Like, so it's weird. Like, like I have the shiny Charizard card, and like I'm pretty sure I'm say I'm not the only one, but I also don't know how many people in the world have this specific card as compared to like a one of one debut patch. Like that's the only card out there. So I can understand the chase for those products, but the Pokemon is like they're gonna reprint all this stuff. It's like, why are you um like paying like $120 for something that's worth $50? They're paying more than half of its MSRP price. But I don't know. Spend your money how you want to spend it, but I ain't spending no $120 on no ETB bucks.
Yeah, my advice to anyone listening to this, if you're getting into Pokemon or you're diving into Pokemon or think this might be the set for you to get into, and maybe this is a set, maybe Pokemon Pocket got you into Pokemon cards, which definitely could be the case for some people. One, I would say spend your money wisely. Two, if you're patient enough, like we've just discussed here, reprints are coming. So if you're patient enough, you have the willpower to hold back and not paying scalper prices, like they are coming and they will be available to you. If that's going to be at major retailers, your local hobby stores, things of that nature, there is going to be product for you. So I would say do not lose faith in that. Hold faith in humanity. Excuse me. And there will be some product for you. I know for myself, I have a couple of boxes pre-ordered for GameStop. So I have a ETB and a binder. I will not be ripping it. My wife will be the one ripping it. So she collects. She wants to play. I've been trying to build her a deck, but obviously the TCGs, there's just so much TCG right now. Like I don't know like where I would start. So it's kind of like a little bit overwhelming for me personally, because even my deck's outdated. Because for those that don't know, we used to play pretty regularly. So I would have to go and like look at like what's in right now. Like, or does she want a meta deck? I knowing her, she probably wants an all cute deck with Dittos and Togepi's and things of that nature. And I'll walk around that deck.
She wants a uh she wants a Tiffy Time
I'll
inspired deck.
dog walk that deck. So knowing her, she probably wants like Togepi's, Dittos, Snorlaxes in that deck. So maybe I gotta find something. I gotta I gotta find something for her. But yeah, like I pre-order like any of the Pokemon that I buy, it goes to my wife. Like she's the one that's into it now. I was into it a couple of like years ago when it comes to buying and selling, but yeah, it's just so like volatile. Like it's just so like up and down. Like with baseball, sports cards, wrestling, like we can put our money on. Hey, we think this player is gonna do good. I think his market's gonna increase, like an esque Dylan Cruz, Paul Skeens like that. Pokemon, like I don't think anybody 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago, like had Umbreon blowing up the way that it is now. So that's saying it's just so unpredictable and things like that. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Like I'll buy it every once in a while, rip open a pack. But yeah, Mrs. Moon 3PO, Ash Ketchum, she's the one that's mainly into collecting and buying and things like that. Even she was, if you guys follow my Instagram,
Yeah, Pokemon's just gonna always be that nostalgia thing where people always just go back to it just because it brings back nostalgia. Like that's the way it is for me. Like I'll buy it here and there. Like the last set I bought was Pokemon 151, and of course I bought it because it was the
151, yeah.
original 151 Pokemon. So I bought a couple. Like I bought the binder for it. I bought the poster collection. I bought an ETB. So like that's what it was for me, and that's the last set I ever bought. Um, but yeah, if you're able to wait for the restocks that are coming, I'd highly recommend it. Like I was talking to you a little bit too before we started recording, like about a month ago, or maybe like yeah, that was like November. I would walk into Target and there would be tons of like Surging Sparks, which if for those that's the latest set, and of course the chase in that one is that Pikachu card. And I think I know I heard it's going for a lot of coinage, so um, but I'm like, yeah, like just like a couple months ago, like it was in stock and it was all over the shelves and nobody wanted it. And then something happened where somebody hit a light bulb and now everybody wants it. And so it's just that I don't know. It's just that constant nostalgia thing, and so it's just that up and down thing. Like I said, it happened during COVID, and then once, um, they started reprinting everything, like it was all over the shelves. So yeah, I don't know. Pokemon's always fun to go to every now and then, especially when you have a little. For me specifically, I like to rip it with my daughter. So like we bought like the Halloween set, and we just sit at the table and just rip cards, and so it's fun. Like I have cards that I'd actually probably need to grade and eventually see what I can do with them. And they're older cards, but yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get into Pokemon, just tread carefully. It is a can be a very toxic hobby because the Pokemon people are crazy. But my advice, if you don't want to go through all that hassle, and this is advice, but not financial advice, is like look into like the older cards. That's where the value's at. Like people love the older cards, so you're always gonna see people chasing like the Charizards, the Blastoise, the Venusaurs, Pikachu, stuff like that. Like that's essentially where a lot of the money's gonna be. But that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, and I would say some other advice too. Not necessarily again financial advice, but if you're like really diving into wanting to rip like some sort of evolutions type pack or box or anything like that, get into Japanese. Japanese is really, really fun to rip during the COVID-esque. That was kind of the same. I was actually kind of in the same position now that I think about it. English was so hard to find and could not find it whatsoever. Like we couldn't find Shiny Fates for a good hot minute until we got those ETBs, or you did, and you got one for me. But we bought the Shiny Fates. I don't know what it was in Japanese, but I don't know. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But me and Mrs. Moon 3PO, like we bought a Japanese booster box of what was Shiny Fates, and like kind of gives you the same feeling. And some of those cards, I mean, not value wise, can be a little bit more rare than the English. So, and those sets always come out like a month or 2 months or 3 months before the English set. So companies and things like that always have them. I know there's a couple of people on Whatnot that always consistently have good stock. Instagram, I would say look up your local hobby stores. Sometimes some stores can carry Japanese allocation. Like one of our local hobby stores has a pretty straightforward Japanese allocation, so they do get Japanese. little bit lower tier, but Korean's also very popular in Pokemon cards. So if you want to go even lower as far as a price point, you can also get into Korean. I've never done it. But yeah, I would say if you don't want to wait for English, but you really want to rip something, you want to rip something at a pretty decent price, try to do some research on Japanese. We all get the itch and the tingles to rip something. You see my stack here. I got the itches a couple of days ago. So yeah, I would say just do your research, be smart. These scalpers prey
Man,
on young people.
I got that itch so bad right now.
Dude, it's been bad. It's been bad.
So I went to Target today trying to find something. There was nothing. Like there was nothing. I was even contemplating if I wanted to buy a Lorcana box just for the hell of it.
I almost bought
That's how
I
bad
almost
it is.
bought damn, damn, I was gonna make a joke. Damn, it left my mind. Skibbity toilet cards. You ever seen those?
Yeah.
just to feel something light.
Oh man, but really quick on Pokemon specifically, like deck building in Pokemon, especially if you're new. I'm gonna plug this account. Go check out PTC Radio on YouTube. The
The
Watsy.
Wasi.
Oh my god, that is that guy is like the smartest dude when it comes to Pokemon. I think he even does like commentary for
Yeah.
the regionals, like the World Championships for Pokemon for TCG. Like I think he does commentary on them for them. But yeah, his videos are like so in depth, and like I think at one point, I think it was during COVID, during work when we had like nothing going on. Like he did like did like a history of the whole Pokemon TCG. Yeah, dude, I watched that. Like, I don't want to talk about how much time I lost watching that. But yeah, go check out his videos. His videos are super cool. He'll even give you his opinions about like products and stuff like that. But he'll give you ideas on how to build decks and what works with what, and he'll even give you like he'll do like a ranking of like all the meta decks and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a really cool account. PTC.
Yeah, I probably gotta look. I obviously watched them. I watched the same history videos. I probably gotta watch them again because I know Ash Ketchum wants to build a deck, and then so I probably gotta watch them. Like, oh, this card's kind of cool, maybe.
Speaking of Mystery Frio, we have to get an official statement from her regarding the high influx prices of this new set.
See, off camera, she was already like, "Hey, let's call off work on Friday. Go find some boxes." I was like, "I already got some pre-orders, and I got some."
Oh my god!
They already got pre-orders, and then yeah, I got pre-orders from GameStop, and then I'm gonna try the app that we talked about off camera. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna be successful or not. I'm not gonna shill it or hide it from people. Rare candy. Actually, it'll be too late because this episode's coming out on Friday. So
yeah, it'll be too late.
All right, yeah, rare candy. I'm gonna try rare candy.
Yeah, but yeah, that's another
Leonhardt. Not too
Pokemon YouTuber.
How do you do?
Fucking Leonhardt. How do you do? Fucking love that guy too.
No.
Texas guy too. No.
Dude,
guess the energy game. Energy.
I used to go to sleep to his library rips when I could not sleep and I had a bad like sleep apnea. He used to like rip open packs in the library, and he was like real hush. Dude, I used to put me to sleep all the time. Love Leonhardt. So yeah, I'm gonna.
But yeah, shout out to him because he's like that dude is so like pro like the Pokemon community because like he'll always try to keep his stuff MSRP. So like all of his pre-orders that I think he put out that he is getting a little small batch of allocation. And this dude's keeping it at MSRP, so you can try to pre-order it at ETB for $49.99, which I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to pre-order it. I highly doubt I'm gonna get through.
Hey, if I got through this week, you can get through, my guy.
Let's see. But yeah, screw all the other fucking Pokemon people. You know what I'm talking about. Well, not you, the listeners, but you might know what I'm talking about. Fuck that
guy. But yeah, that's what we have on Pokemon. Again, be smart, do your due diligence, do your research. Do not cave into those scalper prices. You can do it, I believe, in the Cardboard Dugout listeners. And yeah, keep an eye on that. And I probably will be recording the video on either YouTube and TikTok if TikTok is still open and still up and running by the time that we rip. I'll have Mrs. Moon 3PO rip.
Oh yeah, this might be our last episode with over
Yeah,
TikTok.
this might be it. Maybe it. Uh,
Unless, come on, Mr. Beast, buy
Mr.
it.
Beast, Elon Musk, uh, the new president that's coming in. I don't know, try to get away from politics on this, but he's supposed to be gonna say TikTok. I don't fucking know, but yeah, this could be the potential last episode of Cardboard Dugout on TikTok. Again, we're not gonna if you guys, before we go into our last topic, it's not more of a last topic, it's more kind of like a final thought, final announcement type thing. But yeah, TikTok is going away as far as the January 19th. So again, we are available on all socials. I guess we can ask you about it. What are you gonna do? Because you just started posting Bropio on your TikTok.
It was funny when we were driving to Target. I was telling the wife, I was like, man, I can't believe they're gonna fucking shut down TikTok just as I was getting TikTok famous, which obviously I'm not, but I have no idea. I mean, I honestly the only thing I can think of is like I can like obviously try to record here on my end, and then literally like maybe send them to you, and you can just upload them on the channel, and you could just I don't know. We can title it like "Rip It Back with Rovia" or some shit like that. I don't know.
I would say that, or
Like
create
that's
a.
something probably we have to talk
I would say
about.
that,
But
or we can talk about it more off camera. I would probably say maybe create a second Instagram page, select from your personal. Probably do that too, and you can actually have like the handle Bropio.
damn, but then you have to. Damn, but then you have to like go and like rebuild the
Yeah,
following and like.
yeah. It's the only downside, unfortunately. But yeah,
So,
well, obviously we'll talk about it off
I don't
camera.
know.
But yeah, again, all my socials at Moon3PO. I am on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. If TikTok still is available, that is where you can find me, Bropio. Of course, that's at _Robbie _ROBBEE. 2B's, 3E's. If you want to follow him on Twitter, Instagram, things of that nature, he is available on all those socials. Now, before we get into it, this is going to be a more of a collective final thought, of course, unless you have something here. I guess I'll open up the door to you, and I guess I'll make a little bit of the mini announcement type-esque. Bropio, before we make our collaborative final thought, do you have any final thoughts yourself for the good old listeners of Cardboard Dugout?
Man, I thought I did have something, but my I'm not gonna lie, dude. My head just went blank. I really yeah. Goodbye, TikTok. I'm sorry. That's my final thought. Goodbye, TikTok. It's been fun with with my 3 videos.
Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh god, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Oh man, goodbye TikTok. That's all Bropio has to say on that. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That made me cry.
Signing off. See you later.
Saying, you're like the Joe Biden. You're like the Joe Biden meme when he's walking away, he turns and gives like a little smirk. The
Transformers song.
directed by Michael Bay. That's you. That is gonna be you. Oh man, maybe as I speak, maybe it'll hit you, and you can interrupt me anytime. But the final thought here that we have collaborative, as far as of this, is that we kind of talked about it last couple of episodes. Had a little bit of a mini segment of the certain criteria of cards, and that criteria being WWE and wrestling cards and Star Wars cards. We kind of talked about that 2 weeks ago, and some of the reception that we got was pretty positive. You guys have been receptive to that type of content. You guys, obviously, if you follow me on those socials, you guys know that I've been ripping a lot more WWE product recently. Again, I've talked about it before years ago, but obviously with Topps taking over the license again, obviously the trend of WWE cards and the talking of WWE cards has kind of risen up a little bit. So we've been talking about it a little bit more. This fat stack over here has been all Panini Select. That's what we've been ripping. You guys see it over here for the YouTube people, and you guys follow me on YouTube or subscribe to YouTube. You guys know that I pulled a Rhea Ripley ringside auto this last night. Follow me on Instagram. I took a picture of it. You kind of see it here on the display there. But the idea that we had and the idea that it hit me was like when we recorded the episode, like it's still something we wanted to do, but I didn't want it to be so jumbled into one. My idea was like as a listener, like I don't want to listen 30 minutes in that and that be wrestling and Star Wars card and then have to wait another 30 minutes to go listen to baseball or vice versa. Kind of skipping your way to find the segments in that nature. I know last episode I did put titles or I put segments and chapters for you guys if you guys want to, because sometimes these episodes can be a little bit long. Um, if you guys want to jump into chapters, you guys can do that. But the idea that I had was, all right, so we got good feedback that people like the wrestling stuff, and I don't think there is a podcast and or channel that talks about wrestling collectibles, specifically cards. Yes, there are figures, belts, t-shirts, things of that nature, but I don't think there is a wrestling podcast that talks about trading cards specifically and or collectibles at the same time. So the idea that I proposed was everything is still going to be under the umbrella of Cardboard Dugout. That is the brand. That's me. I'm Moon 3PO. Cardboard Dugout is the brand. Bro PO is his brand. It's all going to be under the same realm, but we are going to have an episode or episodes dedicated to wrestling, the pop culture, maybe the Pokemons, maybe the Star Wars, dedicated to that. And that's going to be its own entirety episode. So you're still going to get Cardboard Dugouts, but it's going to be powered through Cardboard Dugout. And the title of the sort of, I don't want to say new podcast, it's not going to be new, it's going to be on the same feed, but Collecting the 123. That is a name that we collectively came up with. We have logos for it already, so you're going to be seeing some promoting of that coming soon. I don't know yet. Again, we'll probably talk about a little more off camera as far as what the schedule will look like off recording, maybe once a week, every 2 weeks. Because I maybe it's a thing where we talk about an episode of Raw, maybe we'll talk about like a couple of matches, things like that, SmackDown, NXT, things like that. We do have another brother who's into the action figures. I know I threw the idea to him. He kind of seemed receptive to it, so maybe he comes on, but he's kind of an idiot and doesn't know how to work technology, so I kind of have to walk him through that. So maybe bringing him on so he can say his side of collectibles. Obviously, there's a lot of action figures that come out daily, weekly, monthly, things of that nature. So maybe having him on and have him throw his 2 cents in, even though his wrestling takes are kind of ridiculous. So doing something like that. And I kind of hinted on it here earlier in the episode. I was selected for Topps Chrome. So for the hobby box. So I do have a hobby box coming my way. So we can obviously talk about that. We'll go over the checklist, the set list when that does come out. So again, I didn't want to have Cardboard Dugout, have it. We're talking about Topps Series 1 baseball, and then we go and talk about WWE Chrome. Like I would want Collecting the 123 be devoted to Topps Chrome, and that's it, and like devoted to like an episode of Raw, or like talking about our recent polls, matches, things that we're buying, things of that nature. I kind of open the door to you, what you think about that idea. I know we talked about it off camera. We kind of already had the idea, but yeah, I think that's like the best way to go about it, and I think it kind of gives the audience, that niche audience of like, I like wrestling, I'm gonna go listen to this part of Cardboard Dugout. I like baseball, I'm gonna go listen strictly to Cardboard Dugout, and things of that nature. So that's the idea that I had, and I think it will probably best suit us moving forward as we continue to create content heading into 2025, or not heading into 2025 as we move along in 2025.
No, yeah, I liked it because also too, I think it also gave us a little bit more of like time freedom, so we're not so time crunched, so we can spend like 45 minutes, let's just say, on an episode or on the new pod strictly about wrestling. We could just talk just about wrestling, whether it be like like a weekly show, or is it about the PLE, the slash pay per view, or is it that some new figures came out, stuff like that, instead of trying to rush it into like 20 minutes because we got to talk about something that happened in baseball. I think it kind of worked out like the first episode or two that we did it, because obviously we're in the off season, so there's not a lot of baseball topics going on. But I think once the season picks up, obviously there's going to be stories and stuff like that. So the episodes will probably be a little bit meatier, and so not going to be enough time to probably crunch in 20 to 30 minutes about wrestling. And so by then you probably be looking at probably like an hour and a half, 2 hour pod. So don't really want to do that. So I think it just makes sense to just split it and just have our own. And so that way, if you're a wrestling fan, you can just go strictly listen to listen to our pod about wrestling. We've been wrestling fans for a pretty long time since we were kids. So it's gonna be pretty cool to talk about just wrestling. I don't know. We obviously do that a lot on our text group. Even when we're there in person, we're always talking about wrestling. So to kind of get here and sit here and talk about it and then upload it, and hopefully we can connect with some other cool wrestling friends out there. Um, so yeah, let's see what it goes. I'm excited. So, and I like the name.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Yeah, and I kind of want to preface that with the listeners too. Like, we did not just become wrestling fans a month ago or 2 months ago. Like, we've been wrestling fans for so long. You guys, again, go look at the past content. I've been talking about Panini wrestling cards since like 2023 when I started creating my content. So it's something that's not particularly new. It's just now we have a different element of talking about it. So again, it's going to be collecting the 1, 2, 3 powered by Cardboard Dugout, because obviously we're Cardboard Dugout. That's us. That's our brand. And if we get our brother in here, I think it'll be good to kind of get a trio voice in here. But again, have to confirm that with him. So yeah, again, keep an eye on the socials. We'll definitely talk about it more. We'll promote it more when that episode does come. Maybe next week. Maybe that's our Sunday recording, because again, like we discussed here, the baseball season is so slow where there's not really much here to talk about. So maybe that's our Sunday recording. Maybe that's our Monday recording episode of collecting the 1, 2, 3. Obviously, a lot has happened in wrestling. Penta, CM Punk, the Royal Rumble's coming, John Cena. There's a lot of things. Topps is blowing up right now with the cards. We just talked about Chrome. There's a Topps Now cards. I bought my own Topps Now cards. So like talking about those autos, talking about those descriptions, things of that nature. And we're close to release date for Topps Chrome. Topps Chrome officially drops on January 31st, the day before the Royal Rumble. So I'm pretty sure sooner rather than later, we're going to get some sort of checklist, set list before. So, that's definitely something we can talk about once we do get a little bit closer as it comes. But yep, that's what we had. Hopefully you guys are receptive to that. Based on the reception that I got and the feedback that I got, it seems like you guys were. So I'm really excited to bring this other element to the content. And it's something that I had envisioned when I was heading into 2025 was, how can we expand? How can we grow? We can get stagnant just talking about the same thing, different stories. So how can we continue to grow and dive into different things and connect with people who maybe collect figures but want to collect cards? We can be that for them. So that's the idea and the vision that I had for that connection of Cardboard Dugout and collecting the 1, 2, 3. But again, stay tuned for the socials. We'll be promoting all that once we do get closer and once we do officially record that episode. Once again, Bropio, I'll give you the floor here. Maybe you recollect your thoughts. Any final thoughts? Lost for words.
Nope.
That's all I had here on my end. It's good to be back. It's good to be talking cards, talking ball, talking wrestling, talking Pokemon, and now we're talking Pokemon. It was good to have this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, please feel free to follow, leave a rating on this if you guys enjoyed it. And if you're watching and listening on YouTube, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and comment down below what you guys thought about this episode and what do you guys think about Pokemon, the WWE wrestling. Comment whatever down below, whatever you want to comment.